Good afternoon, friends. Dr. Tony McNeil here. Happy Thursday, everybody. I am here with another pop-up conversation. Here with another pop-up conversation, and I'm excited about my guest today, who is another senior pastor in search of a full-time minister of music. And some of you may have seen the post on my social media platforms for First Baptist Church, Winston-Salem, Highland Avenue. And we're going to be speaking today with the senior pastor of that church, Reverend Sam Doyle, about that position at First Baptist Church, Winston-Salem, Highland Avenue. But I'm going to give this thing just a couple of seconds to cook, as the young people say, to allow some folks to come on and be a part of the broadcast. And as you are joining the broadcast, if you would just say hello so that I'll know that you're watching, I would greatly appreciate it. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Dr. Tony McNeil coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, with another pop-up conversation. Hope everybody is doing well. For those of you that might catch this on the replay, happy Thursday to you as well. Hey, Sean Michael, thank you so much for joining, man. I hope you are doing well. And those of you that may catch this, that are watching live, if you want to share this or type somebody's name in the comments that you think might benefit from seeing this broadcast and learning more about this particular opportunity, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. Well, I am going to bring up our special guest for this afternoon's pop-up conversation. I'm not going to delay it any longer and just going to go ahead and dive right into our time of discussion. I am pleased to introduce to everybody and like they say in the Black church, and present to others the Reverend Samuel J. Doyle, who is the senior pastor of the First Baptist Church, Winston-Salem, Highland Avenue. Thank you, Pastor Doyle, for joining this pop-up conversation. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Dr. McNeil. It is my delight to be with you today.
Man, thank you so much for making time or taking time out of your busy schedule for us to come on and talk about this wonderful opportunity that you have at your church, that you are in search of a full-time minister of music at the First Baptist Church, Winston-Salem, Highland Avenue. And we want to just make time for you to talk about the church, to talk about the nature of the position, just to give folks who have seen the position or folks that are interested, that might be interested in applying, some additional perspective on the life of the church and who you are as a senior pastor. You're relatively new to First Baptist, aren't you?
I am. Okay. 6 months in.
6 months. Oh man, you still in the honeymoon phase, right?
Yes, we are.
Now tell me, Pastor Doyle, where were you before coming to Winston-Salem?
I served in the Waco, Texas area. I served the church there for 11 years, the Greater New Light Baptist Church of Waco, Texas. I served there immediately after graduating from seminary. And so this assignment has been my first experience in the Carolinas and the East Coast, and it has been wonderful thus far.
Well, welcome to the East Coast, and especially to the South. Winston-Salem is a wonderful city that is that has a lot of excellent churches, and I'm sure you are finding that out. And I am delighted that you thought enough of me to assist you with getting the word out about this awesome job opportunity. I am familiar with your church, your congregation, and especially the music and worship ministry there. Have done workshops there myself in the past, so I know of the quality of the history and the quality of excellence that First Baptist Highland Avenue is known for.
Yes,
So
sir.
I am happy to be serving my friends and family there. So
Yes,
let's dive into the conversation. And as folks are coming on, thank you so much for coming on. I see you, Edward Jackson. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast. Um, uh, Pastor Doyle, tell us in your own way, who is First Baptist Church Highland Avenue? What would be your elevator speech that you would give people who might be interested in knowing who the church is and what the church is all about?
well, I'll start by what's on paper. We're the oldest African American Baptist congregation in the city of Winston-Salem, and one of the oldest Baptist congregations in the city of Winston-Salem, located downtown. We have always had strong roots in the city by way of not only our membership remaining connected to the community, but also we have we have been a place where many notable Christians have done great impactful work in the city of Winston-Salem. We're grateful. I'm grateful to stand on the shoulders of pastors like George Holland, who was the founding
Mhm.
pastor, and J.C. White and David R. Hedgley, and I'm grateful also to be standing on the shoulders of a lot of other great leaders like William Epps, but also we're grateful that First Baptist was where the storied missionary Addie Morris did great work, not only in Winston-Salem, but she's known even in Baptist history, and we're grateful to carry that legacy. And so they're a church, when we look at their biography, of a strong legacy and a strong history. But when you come and meet the people, you'll meet people who are warm, who are loving, who are friendly, but still have a great passion for ministry, for the community around them. And it's an exciting time to be a part and to be given leadership to this group.
Wonderful, wonderful. From the names that you've called, it truly lives up to being a historic place, a historic church. And as you stated, it is a downtown historic
Yes,
church, relatively close to Winston-Salem State University. Um,
yes,
yeah, and in the neighborhood around some other churches as well.
yes.
So I am very, very, very happy to have you here. Talk to us a little bit about the worship life, the current state of the worship life at First Baptist Church, and what makes up what are the different ministries that make up the music and worship arts ministry at your church?
When you talk to the people at First Baptist, the the two words that they would use to describe our worship um, are reverent and meaningful. And I could remember the first time I walked into a worship service at First Baptist, and you would walk into First Baptist and feel reverence, and you
Mhm.
would feel that we have a strong sense of uh, not wanting to gather together and waste God's time, but we want to gather together and be meaningful. We want to be reverent, and we want to glorify God. And I would add to meaningful and reverent, I would definitely add excellence. We want to give the best of our gifts to our good and faithful God. And so, but to be specific, we have a chancel choir who uh, our chancel choir specializes in not just choral music, but traditional gospel music and spirituals and things of that nature. We have the David R. Hedgley Gospel Choir, which specializes in gospel music. We have our men's choir. On special occasions, we have our women's chorus and our mass choir. And we currently also have a children's choir, looking to start youth and young adult music ministries.
Okay.
We do have people who are gifted in praise dance, but also looking to start that ministry as well.
Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm seeing some more folks that are joining the broadcast. I want to say welcome. Um, Here again with a pop-up conversation. I'm talking to Reverend Samuel Doyle, who is the senior pastor of the First Baptist Church, Winston-Salem, Highland Avenue. They are seeking a full-time minister of music to come on board to assist with developing their music and worship arts ministry. So, Pastor Doyle, why is First Baptist seeking to hire a minister of music? A historic church of this caliber, why isn't somebody currently serving there?
Yeah. Well, we are looking for a full-time minister of music because um, because we want to invest full-time resources to this position.
Amen.
Our attitude at the moment is if we want excellence, we have to support it and we have to invest in it. And the direct answer is that this position in particular is a new position.
Okay.
That this person, all of their predecessors would have been part-time, occasional, or interim. But in this season of our ministry, we're ready as a congregation to give full-time support to this position and invest in someone who will make First Baptist their ministry, their priority, their field of ministry.
Okay. And to that response to that to what you said, I want you to expound on a little bit more because the term full time means different things to different churches. Okay.
Yes.
And in this particular instance, what does full time mean for this position?
Yeah. Well, on two things. On the what what our church is expecting is someone who is giving complete um, managerial and administrative and creative leadership to the music department. This is someone who will report directly to the senior pastor and will give complete administrative and creative and managerial leadership to the music department to the degree that there will be no musical need that First Baptist has, that this person will not be uh, completely accountable for. And so this is someone who is not a musician. I have a mentor who uses the term hireling, not a hireling, but someone who is fully invested, full partnership with First Baptist. The exchange, so that's what the congregation is expecting. And the exchange, what this person can expect is full-time support by way of compensation for the work that they do. And so our church is interested in a position where uh, where we're offering what we believe is a competitive compensation and of course benefits that come along with it, so that this person is free to do ministry and not worry about how they're going to, take care of their personal duties.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for clarifying that. So you're looking for someone who will assume this role and this role be their primary source of income.
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing you say? And I heard you say a buzzword, benefits. Can you
Yes.
explain a little bit about the kinds of benefits that you're offering in addition to the salary?
Yeah. Um, Off the top of my head, and because I guess I should have had the job description in front of me, but
Yeah.
health, dental, um, uh, time off, uh, the basic benefits that come with a full-time job.
Okay. Is retirement a part of that?
I believe so. I
Okay.
believe so.
And these
If
things are listed on the job description,
yes,
which
it's listed on the
you all
job description.
you all can see the ticker down at the bottom, the banner. You can go to my website, drtonymcneil.com/jobs, and just click on the icon for First Baptist Church, Highland Avenue, and you can see the full-blown job description there. But I wanted it to be clear and people hear it from you what
Yes,
full-time means, because sometimes it means different things in different contexts.
yes.
Tell us a little bit about what your pastoral vision, and you've said some of this already, what your pastoral vision for this position, and how you as a senior pastor would value the person that has this job.
Um, a lot of my pastoral vision comes from the pastors I've had the opportunity to work for. Um, as a minister of music myself, and then as I've been a minister of music, I've been a youth pastor, I've been an executive pastor before becoming a pastor. Um, I feel strongly about leading a staff that feels supported. Um, I feel strongly about when titles like director or minister or pastor are given to people, that they have leadership, uh, and their leadership is respected, and their vision is valued. These are things I feel strongly about, and so the search that we're endeavoring in really is us also asking the question: whose vision aligns with, the vision of the house? Whose character, whose musical philosophy aligns with the vision of the house? And once that person is found, uh, my goal will be to cast vision alongside that person for the music department, and my goal will also be to fully support and to fully resource that person as best we can.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anybody, those of you that are watching, if you have any questions for Pastor Dole as we are talking about this full-time position at First Baptist Winston-Salem Highland Avenue, please offer those in the chat, as well as those of you who may be watching this on the playback. Put your questions in, and between myself and Pastor Dole, we will come back to this broadcast after it's posted and try to answer those questions as much as possible. My next question for you, Pastor, is can you talk to us about some of the accomplishments and some of the things that the music and worship arts ministry at your church has done or experienced? What would the new full-time minister of music have to look forward to?
Yeah. So I've been serving at First Baptist for about 6 months.
Mhm.
So I'm still learning the whole legacy, but I do know that there was a time that this church put on the Messiah. We also, through partnerships with um, the university, we've also hosted the Winston-Salem State University Choir. Um, we have, of course, had concerts and a few administrations before mine. The music ministry did ministry on Fridays at our Friday service. Um, And a lot of this is what not only we would like to get back to, but moving forward, we would love to see things like concerts and workshops and musicals taking place at the church.
Excellent. I got a question for you from Christopher K. Fox. He says, how does the music ministry function now with rehearsals, Sunday schedule, service times? What does the typical week look like in the life of the music and arts ministry at First Baptist currently?
If I do not make a mistake, I believe each choir at the moment rehearses 2 or 3 times before they minister. And I believe our rehearsal days, I don't know which choir rehearses on which days, but I think our rehearsal days are Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, depending on the choir.
Okay. How
But
many
but I do
services?
know. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I do know that each choir rehearses at least 2 or 3 times
Before they sing on the Sunday.
before they sing. Yes.
How many Sunday services do you have?
One.
What time?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And
And
how long
usually
how long does a typical service last at First Baptist?
usually runs about an hour and 30 minutes.
Hour and 30 minutes. Okay. Wonderful. What about midweek services or Bible study? Is there an expectation for the director of music to minister of music to be present for that service?
Yes. Yes. The Bible study is at 5:30. Lunch, dinner is at 5:30, and Bible study begins somewhere around 6. And
Okay.
this person would have a vision for what worship on Wednesday night looks like, and also throughout the week, funerals, midweek services,
Yeah.
that we may uh, decide to bring back. This person would be around the table planning.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So tell us about and you've spoken about a little bit of this in some of your previous answers, the work culture life at the church. Is there an office for the office space for the minister of music? Is there administrative support that will be there to help undergird the work that needs to go on in building the ministry? What is the staff culture like, and what relationship do you hope to foster with the person as the immediate contact?
Yes, there is office space. There is administrative support. The administrative support, all of us share that. But there is administrative support. There is office space for the minister of music. The office culture, and this is important because the minister of music would be participating in office staff life. And the reason being is because if there is anytime there's a worship service that implicates the music department, and so this person would be at the forefront of that. But again, the office staff culture is supportive. The office staff culture is communicative. We value communicating with one another. The office staff culture is open. As far as not only office staff, but ministerial staff, this individual would be the third of 3 people who have ministerial responsibilities. Not clergical, but in that they participating in ministry. Myself, the assistant pastor, and the minister of music, and the 3 of us would be working closely together on the ministry side of it.
Okay.
And then this person would be in constant communication with office staff, for whatever administrative needs that this person has.
Thank you for that, Pastor Dole. I do remember seeing on the job description where there is an expectation for this person to have office hours, and you've clearly outlined why. But I thought it was also good and attractive that the job descriptions alluded to, that some flexibility with
Yes.
those office hours, and your willingness to work with the minister of music in balancing their presence on campus, as well as allowing them the opportunity to work from home or off
Yes.
campus. Can you say a
Yes.
little bit more about that?
It's I guess the best way I could describe it is in this. It is, we call it full time flexible. So
Full time. Okay.
there are no set office hours. I think the hope would be that this person is present and accessible. That, um, sometimes you get those coworkers that say, "I'm just a phone call away." You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's not always the most helpful place to be. But this is a person who is present, and by flexible, we mean that no one is expecting this person to be in the office from 8 to 5 and then have to run rehearsal. But
Amen.
uh, having an office regiment that that clearly communicates that you're available and that you're present. And again, like you said, our hope would be that this is your primary place of ministry. So, like with any congregation, when the congregation is satisfied that uh, priority and attention is given to First Baptist, I, as the pastor, who this person will report to, would never have to. This person would never have to worry about being, how should I put it, being monitored for their office
Mm.
time. So that's the
So
best way I can explain it.
I think that you've explained it well. That there is a degree of flexibility, but an expectation of presence
Yes.
at the same time. Like,
Yes.
don't abuse the flexibility to the
Right.
point where nobody sees you. You're never in your office, kind of thing. You need to
Yes.
be present, and when you need to be away, you can be away. But
Right.
finding the right rhythm that works
Yes.
for the church and for the individual is important, is what I'm hearing you say. Okay. Got a couple of other questions here. Thank you, folks that are just signing on. I see you, Wendell Craig Woods and Dr. Herbert Jones from Pittsburgh. Thank you for joining. I'm going to offer this question here from Wendell Craig Woods. It says, is there a specific demographic the church is seeking to appeal to? And how would the music ministry tie into that?
So downtown and in the vicinity of First Baptist, there is a historically black college, not downtown, but in the vicinity of the church, very close to
Mhm.
the church. There's a historically black college. Uh, Downtown is thriving with young professionals, young couples, young families of various backgrounds. We also are situated in the East Winston neighborhood, which is a black neighborhood, uh, socioeconomically mixed, but where we are situated, the part of the black neighborhood that we are on, uh, we're around apartment complexes, things of that nature. And so I think what I'm saying is that we are uh, we're in socioeconomically diverse area. We're in racially diverse area, and we're close to a historically black college, and we have relationships with Wake Forest University. Um, and so that's the demographic. The demographic is the neighborhood around us, the neighborhoods around us, the communities around us, uh, which tend toward being younger and more diverse. So the challenge that the music ministry will have is, without devaluing uh, who they presently are, um, innovating so as to appeal to more and more people, so that
Go ahead, Pastor. Go ahead.
yeah, so that uh, who we are when it comes to being reverent, when it comes to being meaningful, when it comes to having a high value for the church and the music of the church, but innovating in a way where that high value for the music of the church also includes what people today listen to.
So having a broad appreciation for music of the past as well as music of the present, and being
Yes,
able to do both well.
yes, and I think, and maybe this is just me putting on my minister of music hat. Uh, just about any music that's executed excellently is going to enhance the ministry greatly.
Good. Dr. Herbert Jones is asking, is there a next gen or next generation focus as it relates to the music ministry or of or within the church?
Well, yes, the church is interested in reaching a new generation, and so I guess the answer to that question would be absolutely. Uh, I should say this, along with a full-time minister of music, our church is seeking out. We'll begin a search for a youth and young adult pastor who the brunt of that outreach will belong to that person. But musically, that outreach should also be seen in our Sunday morning presentation.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Um, I don't see any. Oh, I see another question. Okay. Let me ask this one. Going back to Wendell Craig Woods, would there be an expectation for convention conference participation, and would support be provided in that regard?
It would be preferred, and anything that this person would be asked to go to, they would be sent to by the church.
Excellent.
Um, but we as a church, uh, I think as a I think I would want that person to be free to to discern what musical where they fit in that. What are the best places for them to fit in there.
Okay. But there are funds that are allocated for continuing education. And
Yeah,
what I'm
well,
hearing you say is yes, and that you would give the minister of music the latitude to decide where he or she would like to go.
absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Are there any other questions that you might, those of you that are watching, that you might have? Pastor, this has been excellent. Um, Are there any closing words that you might want to offer for folks who are watching live, and anybody that may watch the playback of this broadcast, about the church or about the job, that you want to say before we sign off?
I just want to close by appreciating you for the work that you do and the help that you've given us. I have I've I have I have proctored several interviews, but this is the first interview that I'm the one being interviewed. But I really do appreciate I really do appreciate the meaningful work you're doing, and
Thank you,
I
Pastor.
would say to anyone who's just discerning a call toward the Winston Salem area, I would love to connect with you, and I'd love to see how God might be calling us to walk together in this season.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let me ask this before we sign up. Is the church open to or in a place where it could help a potential candidate relocate to Winston-Salem?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
excellent.
Um,
That's
yeah.
good to know.
The closer to the state, the better. But if the Lord is calling you here, we're gonna get you here.
Okay,
Yeah. If the
excellent,
Lord's
excellent.
calling you here, we're gonna get you here.
That's good. Well, you all have heard it here from the senior pastor at the First Baptist Church, Winston-Salem, Highland Avenue, uh, Pastor Samuel Doyle. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me here live online to add some personality and some perspective to the job description that a lot of folks have seen either on my website or on my social media platforms. It's always good to have these kinds of discussions to to give folks a window of opportunity to see inside the life of the church, to see inside the life of the pastor, to hear what the pastor might be thinking. And a lot of times those things may not be as clear in the job description. So this is one of the reasons why I do these pop-up conversations, to add that extra perspective to the job so that folks can be a little bit more informed than above and beyond what they see on the page. So
Yes, sir.
thank you so much for your time. And before we go, I want to put this flyer up and encourage those of you who may know of a church or know of a senior pastor or know of a search committee who may need the help of a worship arts consultant such as myself with their search process for minister of music or for worship pastor, choir director, any leadership position in the worship arts, that we are here available and ready to assist. Um, and folks can contact me. You see the ticker at the bottom there, but I'm going to put my other, well, yeah, you see it there. drtonymcneil.com is the best way to reach me. Uh, and have anybody that you know that may benefit from the services and that I offer as a consultant to reach out to me in the, on the website, and I will be happy to offer a free 30-minute consultation to let them know of my services. And you can feel free to tag them in this video as well, and I will be sure to follow up with them, or they can feel free to inbox me here on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, and we will definitely be happy to communicate and find a time to talk. Right? Thank you so much, Pastor Dole, for this time. Those of you that have not read the position, go to the job board on my website to read more about this full-time position in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, okay, at First Baptist Church, Winston-Salem at Highland Avenue. It's a great opportunity, great pastor who's a former minister of music, looking for someone to serve full-time. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for joining. I want to make sure I check the comments just to make sure I've covered everybody. I will share this position with my colleagues. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you so much. Wendell says, great interview. Yes, thank you for joining. Right. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday.